Yes, this is what you want to see.
Hey YouTube, this is Cars, Guitars, and Star Wars. And today I have my own personal car. It's a 2023 Subaru Onyx XT, which I think is the best trim. I'm just going to come out and say it. I think it's the best trim you can get with this newer Outback. I know they're coming out with a new one soon, but for this generation, this one's definitely the best one. I think it looks the best. It's got the turbo, and it's a great all-around car. Total Swiss Army knife car. I'm going to try to go over some of the features that it has, some of the tech stuff, the mechanicals, whatever. But it's got the wheels. It's got the black wheels, and I got this new Casio watch that like kind of looks like it. It's one of those F91Ws, but it's like green and black. It's pretty sick. All right, it's got 18-inch gloss black wheels that I think look really nice here with the I mean, the Outback's going to have the cladding. That's fine. On the WRX, it's questionable. But yeah, I got Yokohama tires on here. They're 225 60 18s. And you have the, I haven't used them yet, but you've got these like roof rails that come out, which whenever I do end up using them, I'm sure it will be like convenient and handy. I tried to put a bike rack on here, and I gotta say that like this car's not that tall, but trying to put a mountain bike on top of here, I'm 5'11", and it's kind of hard to do. You need kind of like a little step stool to do it. This color is autumn green metallic, which when I saw it, I was like, dude, I gotta get that one. I saw there was a dark blue, black. I'm not even gonna mess around with a black car anymore. I do like silver, but I thought like this looked really nice on here. Um, it comes standard with LED headlights that are steering responsive, which is really cool at night. It like helps you see around corners. Comes standard with fog lights. I put those Laminix protectors, lens protector on there. Got the yellow, so the fog lights are working at like maximum capacity of like seeing through the fog. It has LED tail lights as well, and all the badges are blacked out, which to me is super cool. I don't really like shiny chrome anything on cars unless it's a classic car. It has a power lift gate, which, I can take it or leave it. It's kind of like seems, oh, that's, pretty nice, pretty, I don't know, futuristic. But, I've had enough Subaru hatchback, Outback type cars where they just had the old like hydraulics on there, and those are plenty fine for me. But it's kind of nice to have if you really care about that kind of thing. You can like, I have it turned off, but you can wave your hand here to like automatically do it. But I think when I was washing my car one time, it activated it, and I just turned it off after that. So with the Onyx Edition, it's got the blacked out wheels. It's got the blacked out side view mirrors. It's got the blacked out badges. It has these nice carpeted Onyx Edition floor mats. Comes with this durable, easy to clean StarTex material on the seats. It has standard features like leather wrapped steering wheel, power driver's seat, and power passenger seat. Comes with heated rear seats and USB ports. Never use those heated rear seats. I guess if have some people in the back, they can enjoy that. But I'm typically in the driver's seat when I'm driving. Comes with a standard size sunroof, moonroof, which is it's nice. The panoramic would be a little better, but it's good that it has its standard.
Under the hood is a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged and intercooled boxer engine, making 260 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque. This is the engine you want.
This is definitely one of the places where the Outback shines. It's really not that big of a car, but the cargo area is it's very generous. And what's always, what I want to check is like when you put the seats down, it's like, how much room do you have? Could you sleep back here? Yes, I could sleep back here. I think, most people could. I think it has about 75 and a half cubic feet of storage when you put the seats down. So, I mean, it's really good size. And shout out to my friend Ryan, who sent me this sweet hat from Georgia. But how about we take this thing for a drive? I can go over some features in the interior, but I think the fun part is actually getting this thing on the road and getting it up to speed. What do we have here?
All right, let's take this for a drive and check out some of the features. Push button to start. Maybe make sure the radio is turned down so we're not going to blast anything. This thing a little warmed up. Yeah, that screen, it's big and it's definitely laggy at the beginning, but once it boots up, it functions pretty well. I've gotten used to it. I wasn't a big fan when I first got it, but you kind of get used to it. This button right here, this is, you want to deactivate that right when you get this thing started. That's the auto start stop. Not a big fan of that. When it shuts off, it's not very noticeable, but when the car starts back up, it's very jostling, and you're like, what happened to my car? What's going on? So yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. They need to smooth that out before I start using that. But have a 11.7 inch infotainment, got an information screen in there in between the tach and the speedometer. Have some physical buttons here for climate control here, because it's dual climate control. It's got those there. Front defrost, rear defrost, got a volume knob. I rarely use it because I actually just use the buttons on the steering wheel. There's a lot of buttons here, but you get used to that too. I've been driving this thing for almost 2 years and I'm totally used to it now. But yeah, it has a electronic parking brake. Kind of miss the non-electronic manual one, but kind of got used to it in this thing too. All right, well, let's get going. All right, setting off in the 2023 Subaru Outback Onyx XT. Kind of out on a back road right now. This car it's very comfortable and it's pretty dang quiet. It may not be luxury car quiet, but it's quite a bit more quiet than I had a 2019 Subaru Impreza, and that I felt was quiet for its class, being a subcompact, being a inexpensive car. But it was pretty quiet, and this thing even takes it up a notch from there. The suspension is soft and very forgiving, so it just makes it a pleasure to drive. The visibility, outward visibility, is very nice in here. The only thing that I've noticed, these newer cars, they kind of all have it. It's that that rear pillar, that C pillar in the back. It can create some blind spots, and And you know, I wish these pillars weren't so huge. I wish we could somehow go back to how cars used to be. Oh yeah, I need to turn here. All right, we're going this way. Maybe we'll hop on the highway and see how the acceleration is. Really, this engine is very potent. It's surprisingly potent. This car is not very lightweight. It's pushing 4,000 pounds, but this engine really gets this thing moving. Paired with the CVT, you do have to get used to how to modulate the gas. There's a lot of slingshotting, kind of bungee effect coming from the CVT and the turbo. So once you get used to how to modulate, it's good. At first, it's a little awkward, especially with the simulated shifts. It kind of gets a little confusing. I mean, you can just floor it and let let the car do what it's gonna do. But yeah, once you kind of get it down and master it, you know, this thing scoots, and it makes it pretty fun. Makes it a pretty fun drive. It's still gonna feel like a heavy car. It's not really gonna feel sporty, but it does actually handle curves pretty well. It grips really well. There is body roll. It's not really going to stay super flat in a hard turn, but you know, it does pretty well for the kind of ground clearance this thing has and for how heavy it is. You know, it's car based, obviously, so it's going to handle better than, you know, like a truck based SUV, something body on frame. But it really is an enjoyable car to drive. I did need to turn off some of the nannies. Lane centering, I just don't need that or want that. I don't want to be hearing any beeps anytime I get close to a line. I ended up turning off the reverse automatic braking. I had an experience where I was backing out of a steep driveway and it stopped me because it was seeing the road, because the car was angled down toward the road and I couldn't move. I was like, what is stopping me right now? And I was like, okay, it's that automatic braking system. I'm gonna turn that off because I gotta get out of here. But I left on the collision warning and then the lane change warning. That can be helpful sometimes, you know, if you're not if you're not noticing something or paying enough attention. Those little beeps sometimes can save you from, you know, at the minimum, like embarrassment, and worst case scenario, an accident. So, you know, that's been kind of nice, you know, just to have a little bit of a warning. I'll accept, you know, minimal beeping. But yeah, the stereo in here, this isn't the Harman Kardon. It's decent. It's not great, but it's good enough. It's good enough. It's got some low end and decent clarity. So, you know, it's acceptable. If you're used to not very good stereos, old cars, it's pretty good. But by today's standards, it's okay. All right, I'm gonna hit it here, do a little acceleration test. Here we go. Little real world acceleration. This thing gets up and moving. There was a little uphill right there, a little incline, so wasn't quite as fast as it would have been just flat, but yeah, this thing, it gets moving. You know, good passing power. You never have to be stressing about oh boy, am I going to be able to get past this person? You're like, nah, I got this. It's no problem. So, you know, that's always kind of like a relief, because the standard Outback, man, you got to just floor that thing and just wring it out to get it moving just okay. So it can be kind of stressful in certain situations. You know, is it adequate? Kind of. But this turbo engine, it has plenty of power. So takes away that worry. If you ever needing to pass or get on the highway fast, or, you know, just being able to make the vehicle do kind of more of what you want it to do. Well, I think that about wraps up the test drive.
Thanks for watching my first ever car review video on my 2023 Subaru Outback Onyx XT. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.